And we're live! Welcome to the Underdog
We're
Journey. I'm
back.
Wes. This is David. And, David, you're remote. Where are you?
I'm home.
You are. I want to announce something here to the whole world. David is now officially a New Yorker.
I'm a New Yorker.
You're officially a New Yorker. How do you feel about that?
I'm all right with it. I'm all right with it. Everybody out here has been real nice, real pleasant. We met some people, some of more of my neighbors. They walked over. The lady had a glass of wine. The gentleman had a Miller Lite in his hand. So they're gonna be good. They're gonna be good people.
Nice.
I'm gonna be able to get along with them just fine. So it's been fun. And this past week, moving over the weekend and getting up and running here. As you might be able to tell, I have not had a chance to go get curtains for my window that's right there. And in all of the planning on this, it never dawned on me that I was going to be blinded by the sun during this entire podcast.
Until
But
the sun sets, it's
you
going
live,
to be
you
right in
learn,
your
right?
eyes. Until
So
the
it's
sun.
all good.
Yeah. What's that?
I said, so it's all good.
Yeah,
There's absolutely nothing wrong.
So,
Well,
back to priorities. What are you drinking tonight?
actually, Wes, I'm glad you asked. I'm drinking it from right here in Syracuse, New York. A place called Tully's. Great food and good times. And it's a fresh draft. Now, I can tell you, if you come here, try this place out. I've only been here for a few days, but this place was great. The food was absolutely delicious. I had to leave most of it on the plate. I grew up with you clean your plate, so it's been a bit of a mental block for me to not continue to do that. So I had to leave quite a bit of it on the plate because the serving sizes, man, they're very American. If if that comes across properly, they're very, very American, but very, very, very good.
That's the sign of a good restaurant.
They do have quite a bit of draft beers, and they had two that are their brews. They
Okay.
had a light lager,
Mm-hmm.
and they had a pilsner. And I decided to stick with two growlers of pilsner, so I've got two of these guys ready to rock, depending on how late we go.
There you go.
I can drink 128 ounces of beer tonight. By the end of it, whatever business advice you get from me, you take at your own risk. But, it's pretty good. As far as the Pilsner goes, pretty good. I missed my Hofbrauhaus beer. Won't be back this coming weekend. I'll be back the weekend following, and I'm going to load up on some. Yes. So even though I'm not in there and I can't drink the Hofbrauhaus beer, I did want to represent with my Hofbrauhaus Columbus
There you go.
clear stein. My ceramic stein is still packed away and safe, but I went ahead and dug out the Columbus one. I got the Cleveland and Buffalo ones as well, and Newport and Pittsburgh. But no, I wanted the Columbus one to represent properly. So we dug that out so that I can drink. And of course, I got my coasters. I got my coasters to make sure that
Oh, there you go.
that's the Ohio State University, just in case anybody wants to
They
know that
tried.
there.
In
So
fact, they
that's-
tried to trademark the word "the," so they are the Ohio State, not to be confused with the
The-
other Ohio State that doesn't have the "the."
It-
So you'd never know who
Yes,
they are
right,
were if it
it's-
weren't for the "the."
That's right. You never know. You don't want to get confused. But if you come to my house and you try to log on to Wi-Fi, my Wi-Fi SSID is the.
Hey, what's your password, by the way? We're while we're online.
It's stuck at West.
Good to know. Good to know.
Alrighty. So I think we have a person waiting in the wings, don't we?
We do. We have a special guest tonight.
Wait, no, we can't do that yet.
What?
What are you drinking tonight?
What am I drinking? Well, out of
What
my
are you drinking
official,
tonight?
out of my official ceramic Hofbrauhaus Stein, I'm drinking.
Ziggy Zaggy.
And I've never heard of this before. I actually had to look it up on Untapped, but
I
it is.
love
Untapped is a great app. So it is
yeah.
Narragansett Lager from Narragansett Brewing Company. And apparently it's small batch stuff. It's from
Okay.
where is Narragansett? I don't even. It's from
Oh,
Rhode
I've
Island.
been there loads of
It's
times.
from Rhode Island. It says official beer
I'm
of
headed
the
to Rhode
clam.
Island in 2 weeks.
It says official beer of the clam, so I had to try it. It does not taste like clams,
All right.
and it says sold on merit. And I can guarantee you, it is not actually sold just on merit because I did pay money for this. It's a lager, but it's not bad. But I do have a
Okay.
variety here. I also have after that I'm going to have Choco Vesa. You ever have this?
No, but I have heard people talk about it.
Man, this is a good beer. This is it's a winter spiced mocha stout. Now get this, it has.
How did you get that in the middle of summer?
I have a vast collection that I may rotate.
Wait, we got ding dongs going off. What's going on here?
If you got ding dongs popping up on your side, that's your problem. This is a family show, David.
That one's quiet. Let me check the other one. Oh, this one's got noise. It's the iPhone.
Blame Apple
It's
every
iPhone.
time.
How do you shut this thing up?
You Android people. There's the
Yeah,
thing on
dip
the
it in
side.
Water. Will that silence an iPhone? I don't even know.
There's the thing on the side.
Is it that button on the side there? That little
Yeah,
flippy
the
switch?
little switch.
All right. I flipped the switches.
All right.
We should have no further ding dongs this evening.
But check the. No
All
comment.
right.
So,
Back
but
to
it's
your Choco Milk
it's bre-
Stout thing.
This is good stuff though. It's brewed with cocoa, coffee, peppers, vanilla, cinnamon, and nutmeg. It's a little bit spicy, a little chocolatey. This is a tasty, tasty beer.
So, what is your take in general on chocolate and peppers?
They go amazing together. You know what I do? So
It took me a long time, but
yeah.
I agree.
Oh my gosh. So you know I
Shockingly good together.
I may drink more protein shakes than I'm actually supposed to because I love this stuff. But what I do is I actually mix ground cayenne pepper with a cup of coffee, and I put the coffee in my chocolate protein shake. Man, that will change your view on protein shakes forever. It's good stuff.
Okay.
And then of course I come back and I drink a gallon of beer at a time. So.
Jeez. All right. I don't know what happened here.
Oh, you losing connection? What's going on?
I clicked the button. Dude, I have a gigabit connection out here.
You
I
gotta
love it.
You gotta stop clicking buttons. The last time you tried to host this
There we
stream,
go.
you were clicking all kinds of
Oh,
buttons.
no. This one's it's making noise again. I got it. All right.
You breaking stuff? Okay.
Yeah. Well, because I have to do the invites and everything for it, it switched me back over to the Underdog Journey and took me to the page instead of the in my page where I'm able to interact. So, all right. I think we are good to go here. We know what I'm drinking.
We know what
We know what you're drinking.
You know what I'm drinking. But also, I want
Yeah.
to remind everybody though, before we move on to our special guest, this is our 1-year anniversary, David. Happy anniversary. We've been going for
1
a
year.
whole year, every week for a year. Haven't missed one yet.
52 episodes.
This is number
in a row.
52.
Now we have moved some to Thursdays, but I don't think we've ever went past that.
We've never missed one.
So we've never missed one. 52 weeks in a row, and we've saved the best show for last. Because our guest tonight is phenomenal. You know her from such hits such as Top Gun. You know her from Tombstone. You know her from, I'm not going to say the next one. I'll let you guys figure it out. It's Jenny from the bus.
Jenny Callsen, how you doing?
Did you time that right?
It's
No.
timed. She's on.
Hi, Jenny.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, there she is. I can see her now.
Congrats, 1 year.
1 year.
Yeah,
I see the buses in the background.
it is. There she is.
Excellent.
She's unnamed right now, so
So
take it.
So, Jenny, in the past, we've talked about building a business out of a bus. So, you know, we've talked to people who build boutiques out in their bus. We've talked to food truck people.
Yeah.
What are your plans for your bus? You're going to build a business? What are you going to do?
No, this one is, she's a beginner bus, so custom RV, you know?
Leisure bus.
They're,
The-
leisure.
Not
yeah.
Jenny's pleasure bus.
Pleasure.
Jenny's leisure
Yes,
bus.
not to be mistaken with pleasure bus.
Although, if anybody wants to make a bid on Jenny'sPleasureBus.com, just reach out to me. We'll make a deal.
It's all right.
Look, you can make some money on that. I'm not saying actually host content on there, but like sell the URL. I'll bet somebody might buy it.
Somebody may, for some reason, at some point.
We all know what that reason is.
What happened? What happened?
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Unless it's on a bus, then you can bring it home with you.
Did I lose you guys?
Oh, can you hear
I don't
us?
think that's going to work out well.
Oh no.
No, we can hear you. We're good.
Jenny, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. I don't know what happened. You just kind of, the screen went black.
Oh, weird. Maybe.
Oh, there you are.
There you go.
Technology is not without its inherent flaws.
It's good stuff, isn't it?
Nature of the beast.
Not scary in the least. Yeah, so it's going to be just a RV, recreational vehicle for my family. It's just a mid-size, so it's going to be a weekend warrior thing, and go from there. I love power tools and all that kind of thing, so if I can make a business out of it, I will definitely try.
Well, before the show, I was talking with Wes. Before we actually got on with you,
Mm-hmm.
we were talking with Wes, and Wes was like, he's like, I don't think she's trying to start a business, Dave. I'm like, she's not trying to start a business per se, but the journey from taking that bus to its current state to what you are making it into,
Yeah.
whether you realize it or not, is actually a very good business. And I think will do very, very good.
Actually,
In terms-
yeah.
Go ahead.
No,
Sorry.
I was
In
gonna
terms
say,
of viewer, go ahead, Wes.
no, I was going to say that's a good point because there are a lot of people who are interested in doing the same thing that you're doing, right? But they don't know the reason they don't do it. The reason they hesitate is they don't know where to start. They don't really know, what kind of bus they should buy or how to take care of it or how to renovate it in the ways that you're going to do. And if you were to create like a social platform where you talk about that and like a blog or even do videos and post them on YouTube and just talk about your whole process from start to finish and make a series out of it, a weekly or multiple times a week series, I'll bet there's a lot of people who would catch on to that.
I was one of those people. I did my research for about 5 years before taking the plunge and finding the perfect bus. But there's so much to learn. This transmission with this, I mean, it gets ridiculous. But yeah, so I follow actually several people on different platforms for how-tos, and there's a big community.
So what engine's in the bus?
She has well, you know what, that's a really good question. Of course, you hit me with that.
I'm guessing a 451?
No, it's a DT408.
Okay, so a diesel.
Definitely diesel, wouldn't want gas. DT408, so they made that for about 2 years, I think from 95 to 97. It was a economy type thing. Hey, my husband, should have just asked him. The wine has arrived.
Jeez, good man.
Jacob, right?
Oh, he just left.
Jacob, right? Jacob's our hero. Jacob brought the wine.
Jacob brought the wine. He did.
Nice, good man.
Great job. Good man. Good husband to have.
DT408, right? That's
Yeah.
yeah. Well,
Hi,
Hey,
Jacob.
good seeing
What's
you.
up? That's the first time I've seen you guys in two separate
I think you
locations.
can see.
Yeah, we can see.
Yeah, we can see it. There you go.
Good. Yeah,
Rag on your phone.
we're doing a podcast. We're continuing it even without being side by side because I do travel quite a bit. Even when we were in the same city, based out of the same city, I do travel a lot.
Mhm.
So we actually had this built previously to where we could do the remote stuff.
I want a mug like that.
It's,
He likes your mug, Wes.
I've been
Good
told
job.
I have a good mug. I've been told I have a mug for radio. Yeah,
Because
no,
then
this
you
is
can know what you're really drinking.
this is
That's-
just a
yes.
liter of scotch is what I'm drinking.
Yeah.
He's drinking clam beer.
Clam beer.
Well, it's not
Wow.
that. It's the
Yeah,
official
yeah,
beer of the clam. It's actually a lager from Rhode Island.
Oh,
So
so it doesn't have like clam in it.
it doesn't, but I've had that, and it's not bad.
Now,
That's a good thing.
Just
Actually, I
sounds-
have a bottle of that over here. Actually,
Okay, for those of you who are watching at home, everyone knows that Wes and I are very easily distracted with good beer. We love it. We like to drink it. We like to talk about it. It does make a good portion of our videos. So run us down what you got there. Clam beer.
I do. It's from Rogue Brewing Company. It's called Old Crustacean Barley Style Ale. And they actually brew this. It's in a nice ceramic bottle. But they actually brew this with clams.
Ah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not bad. I've had it a couple times.
That's a 1-800 from Dave.
We drink some odd things here sometimes.
Yeah.
So we've actually discussed in the past about the New Zealand beer that neither one of us, I think, want to try.
Oh no, it's there's one from New Zealand, and I want to go to New Zealand, but not for this. It's actually brewed with stag semen.
Was what now?
Exactly.
Yeah. Pleasure box.
Yeah, right.
It's, I hear
You heard it right. Do you really need us to repeat it, or?
No, I'm good.
Nope, you heard right. I hear it's smooth going down though.
I love the idea. I mean, I've seen a lot of things from New Zealand. It's a beautiful country. I'd love to go.
Right.
And I know I like beer. I know the whole time I'm there, I'm going to be like, I'll have a water, please. Thank you.
No, it's the only beer that you want to ask to make sure you don't get a good head.
Oh, whoa. No. Hey, wait. No.
Tell them
A
where.
head of the foam on the top of the beer, David. The foam. Your mind is in the gutter. You're
Yes.
Come on.
Yeah.
On that note.
This is a family
we're
show.
off
This is a family show, David.
I literally just tagged Copper House Columbus, too. They're going to be like, please don't do that again.
We'll edit that part out.
And Tony Robbins as well.
We're not live. I can edit that part out. Tony Robbins. Why'd you tag Tony Robbins?
Wait.
Because he was there with Shannon Black. So I told Shannon Black and Tony Robbins at the same time.
What?
I don't know. Ask Facebook. It's a thing.
Okay. I don't think Shannon Black hangs out with Tony Robbins. I could be wrong. I'm sure Shannon has some good friends.
They're side by side on my thing. Facebook has a beautiful algorithm. We went over it.
That's fair. Good point.
Yeah.
So, Jenny.
So, back to buses.
Back to buses.
Yeah.
So she says, is she empty?
She is gutted right now. Ceiling's gone, flooring's gone. The next thing up are walls. So, so you just completely gut it inside, so it's a complete shell, just empty shell. And then you can build it back in the way you want, the insulation that you want, and whatever you need for your specific
For what you're doing with the bus. So, when you bought the bus, was it gutted, or did you all do that?
No, I did that.
And tell me you have video or at least some pictures of the steps.
I do have some pictures of the steps. On my Facebook, I started a little Facebook page for it just for fun called Just Bussin' Around.
I like it.
There's a small, little video with that. Warning, it has a song that I do not own the rights to.
Oh, don't tell Facebook.
So, yeah, you have to make sure you say that. So they actually wanted to take it down, and I'm like, no, why don't you just leave it up? I'll try my chances. So far, it hasn't come down. But
So
there's
how do you spell out the Just Bussin' Around? Spell it out for me. I got Just Bussin'. Do you just put an N after bus, or are you using one S or two S?
Yeah.
Bussin, bussin'. Just bussin'.
Bussin around.
Bussin, bussin'.
Yeah, West, you know exactly what I'm doing, right? And there we go.
Yeah, David, you're predictable if nothing else.
Yes. Yes, indeed. Continue to card. Thank you very much.
So
I like my other one, but this if she's already got a following on that, there's no need to reinvent the wheel. So
now, do you have the same?
We are getting.
Do you have the same Instagram handle? Username?
Do I have what?
The same
Instagram.
username?
Yes. I was trying before we got on to try to figure out how. I'm so new to the social media. I kind of
Sure.
lurk in the background, scroll, throw down a like or a heart every now and then. But as far as posting and getting out there, I don't really do a lot of that. So I'm completely new to it. I tried to figure out how to find, how to send my link from Instagram. I don't know how to do that. So
How to do what with your link from Instagram?
to share my link, I guess. Copy and share my link. I think it's the same, just underscore bussin underscore around.
So you do have that Instagram username, though.
I do. I
Great.
do have the Instagram username and the
Okay.
Facebook. There was one other just bussing around, but they ended up selling their bus, I don't know, 5 years ago, so I didn't think that they'd mind that I hopped on
Hey, if they
On the
abandon
old, on the
piggyback.
old wagon.
the idea, it is all yours.
Yeah, they abandoned
There you go. Exactly. So,
off the bus. So,
Wait, we did something like that too, didn't we? What was that? What was it? We did something very similar.
I don't know what that means. We did. We abandoned an idea, or we stole somebody else's idea.
No, somebody else left something stale.
I don't know.
I don't even remember.
I'm not sure where
we
you
do. We do so much drunken things. We can't keep track of them all. There's just absolutely no way.
All right. So I'm actually going to share my screen here so everybody on Facebook can see. Jenny, you actually won't be able to see. Hold on. But I'll describe to everybody what I'm doing.
I'm not clicking the
Well,
button.
you know what? My phone's not connected. I thought it was.
Finger.
Ah, there it is.
All right, we got it.
You got it? You got the URL?
Got it. Yep.
Nice.
So
Okay.
Jenny, you're gonna own justbussinaround.com.
wow, it's available?
I got it.
Nice.
So now that we've done that one, I'm gonna tell her real quick. I actually bought JennyFromTheBus.com as well.
Nice. I like it. I like it.
But you already have Just Busting Around. So I'm actually going
So
to...
now we got Just Bussing Around. You've already got a following. You've already got a thing. Let's make that work.
So I'm actually going to show the world a couple things here on Instagram. So, Jenny,
On
you can't see because you're on
Instagram.
Skype, but the rest of the world can see. So, one thing you can do is just @ and then your username. So right now I have our Underdog Plus page pulled up. It would be @ Underdog Plus, or for you it would be @ Just Bustin' Around. But one thing that you can do that you may have tried to do but you couldn't figure it out was get your QR code. So from your account page, just from your profile page, hit the little hamburger menu navigation. It's going to bring up your navigation.
You know what? Show the folks at home what you mean by hamburger. Because until you taught me what it meant, I'm like, that makes me hungry. We're going to lunch.
So from your profile page, actually go up to the top right corner where it's those 3 lines. That's called the hamburger. And I am starving right now, so that doesn't help me. About halfway down is going to be something called QR code. Tap your QR code, and that right there is a direct QR link to your page. So somebody can scan that with their phone, and they can actually get to your Instagram account. So you can share that out, or you can just text, use the text @ Just Bustin' Around. In fact, I'll go find it right now. I'm going to do search. I'm going to search for Just Bustin' Around.
Oh, it's South Carolina hot out here, guys.
Really?
Just letting
What kind of temperature are you dealing with down there right now?
about 90. The
About
sun.
90.
Yeah.
107% humidity, probably.
Exactly. Yeah.
Ah,
Sun's
I hear a puppy dog. Is that yours?
She is. She's dying to come outside, and of course, that'll be my job too. So let me.
so you do actually have some good content on here. I'm looking at I'm showing the world your Instagram page now.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I went dead silent for him because I'm watching the video over on the Instagram thing that he's showing.
Yeah, I really like the time lapse of your husband working
Yeah,
inside
it's
that
really cool.
bus.
That was not my husband. That was me. But thanks.
No, hang on. There was one of your husband right here. I see. Well, all I can see is a.
Hey, Wes, just walk away.
No, look. All I can
Walk
see.
away
You can't
slowly.
tell who it is. Look how fast that person's
picture of
moving.
you sitting in the back of the bus.
All I see is a tie-dye shirt moving at light speed, and then down below that, I see your husband behind some glass. So I put one and one together and came up with 3, and that was a bad idea. But here's the first one of the first pictures of you sitting in the back of the bus. That's a great photo. That would actually make a great profile picture.
I like the rear view mirror picture. That's a really cool picture.
Actually,
Yeah, that right there.
is the profile picture of the Facebook page.
Okay.
I think it's-
I
yeah.
like it. But just everybody should go to just_bussin_around and follow this page because there's some cool content on there. And I'll bet you could get a good following.
Heck yeah. Yeah. We talk all the time about niching down.
Yeah.
This is a good niche.
This following is going to be huge.
Yeah, this is a nice, really healthy niche. I think you're going to do well there if you started posting, like, consistently.
That's the problem. Consistent posting. That's where I fall short. You know, life happens every other day.
We have a T-shirt to help you with that.
You do?
We do. It shows a mathematical equation: consistency over time equals success.
Yep, we actually talk about that a lot. But
We do.
one thing that you
That's
should do is you should connect your Instagram account with your Facebook account, and we can show you how to do that on the next podcast if you like. But if you connect the two and you set your Instagram up as a business account, you have access to Facebook. I think it's called Facebook Business Manager, something like that, and you can schedule out posts on your Instagram and your Facebook.
Gotcha.
So what you can do is you can schedule out, a week, 2 weeks, a month in advance if you wanted to, and you actually get better analytics from that as well.
Okay, so you get to take a lot of content at one time and schedule out when the world sees it.
Right.
I like it. I need that.
Now, when you schedule,
Yeah, so-
though, one thing you really have to remember is make sure to engage with every single person who engages with you as quickly as possible. So
Gotcha.
you don't necessarily have to post something every day, but if you schedule something out to go out next Tuesday afternoon, you should be prepared to start answering some questions or, liking,
Gotcha.
comments, things like that.
There's actually a guy we had on early in our show process called Scriven, Zach Scriven.
Mm-hmm.
And he actually, if you go back and watch that video, he goes over quite a bit and how much time he kind of dedicates to that specific portion of his program.
Right. And no, I was going to say, it is time consuming going back and commenting and liking things, but you don't feel like you have to do it like constantly. If you're out to dinner, if you're sitting with your family, talking to your husband, whatever. What I always do is I have, an hour or, half an hour, 20 minutes each night where I just go in and that's my job for that 20 minutes or half hour, even an hour sometimes. Just going in, writing comments, liking things, and it's a good way to chunk out time and manage it more, in a better way so it's not just taking up all of my free time.
So you're not sitting there all day long responding. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And being interrupted.
Yeah, you can knock
See,
out
there
a whole
was,
day's work in 20 minutes.
Wes and I have talked many times about the format and how we do this business podcast is to keep people from being just torturously bored.
Yeah.
Because both of us sit through them. But there's one of them that I sat through years and years and years ago now. And one of the things this specific group of people said was they schedule when they look at emails.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I disagree with them at 117.5%. But for them, they would say, and they have an automatic reply for every email and letting people know that these are the windows that they look at emails and they reply to emails. So that when you send them something, immediately, because they're kicking it back to you on automatic, that if you send an email from midnight to 8 a.m. At 8:15 to 8:45 is when they read their emails in the morning, and they reply for the next 15 minutes thereabouts, and on and on and on. Throughout the day, they segment it so that you know if you send another email in this period checking up on it, it's not doing anything.
So if 8:45 comes and goes and you don't get an email back, you
That's
know
right.
where you fall.
Exactly.
Priorities, I guess, right?
Yes. So, like I said, I disagree with it 117.5%. I think it's a terrible platform. But you could take those types of mentalities and apply them to more useful
Right.
and not piss off your customer ways, such as replying back to social media posts. So Monday through Friday, from this time to this time, you're dedicating 25 minutes, half hour, just to replying to posts. It doesn't have to be elaborate. You don't have to go through all of it. But you should reply even to the negative ones. And then we've talked about that many, many times.
Yeah.
From day one. But that even a negative comment is still a comment, and it still helps our algorithm. Now, at this point, I would love to point out that my wife actually corrected me on something that I usually do, and is I read the comments out on the show. And she corrected me and said, when you read them out, they're 5 minutes or better behind. You're talking about them, and they're talking about what we were talking about when they watched it, which gets the delay and the lag, and it's just too much. So I'm not going to be doing that anymore, but I would like to point out that Shannon Black does say hello.
Hey, Shannon.
Yes.
We all graduated at the same time. It's crazy.
Yeah.
In years.
We don't have to go into how many of those years,
Yeah.
but it's been a minute.
It's been a few.
Yeah, you guys all
It's been
know
a
each
few of
other.
those minutes.
You guys all know each other. It's very strange.
Yeah, so we got Jenny, we got Matt Hamlin, Shannon Black, and Davis. 4 of us right now from the class of not. I've already let go too much.
Yeah, don't.
I've already let go too much.
From the class of
Wow,
2020. Bunch of teenagers.
Yes, the class of 2015.
No comment, no comment.
A long minute, Shannon says.
So
I just like to point out that I look orange and you have the sun directly.
It is. This is my natural radiant glow.
It's beautiful.
You know, when I walk into a room, I literally brighten the place up. Literally. Yes.
It's actually dark where you
Everybody
guys.
knows me. I'm a big car guy. I watch a whole lot of Top Gear and Jeremy Clarkson, and I could basically be twins from across the pond. And he says literally, so I've adapted that as. And we're back every week when I say that. That's from. So Shan says, "Where is my boots?"
Where is my boots? Is that a West Virginia thing? I don't know what that means.
I don't know. Shannon, you're not texting your dad. Commenting on Facebook.
Shannon Black.
Where's your boots?
I think he was trying to message Tony Robbins. Last time they were together, Tony borrowed his boots.
Yeah, Tony borrowed his boots.
Tony Robbins, give back Shannon Black's boots.
Come on now. You've had them long enough. So I'm at the pool store down on on the road, and I walk in and I'm talking to the guy, and he goes, "Oh, you're from down south, are you?" I'm like, "Wait a minute, I'm from Columbus, Ohio." And he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry." I'm like, "Wait a minute, I was originally born in Huntington, West Virginia." And he goes, "Oh, yep, that was it."
Wow.
I'm like, "I'm sorry, did a little bit of my hillbilly slip out?"
Yeah, I caught it a lot when I moved to Arizona. Some crazy questions about back home, but then I have the country accent now, but before, when I was born and raised and just popped out and went to the West, the worst questions about, being barefoot and it was awful. So, it was bad stuff out there.
Jeez.
They don't want it. They just don't understand the country love.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Where's that? So I keep it under wraps under most circumstances. It's always there, but at a moment's notice, I can slip back in and I can speak redneck very fluently, and I'm stone deaf in one side, been that way basically all my life, and I've had to adapt to it. So sometimes we'd have people that are from other nations and English is not their primary language call my office. They used to send them to me because I'm used to riddling out what everybody else is saying anyway. I could actually figure out what the heck they're trying to get to. So it's become a bit of an advantage. And then when somebody's speaking hillbilly, now except my mom, and I don't know if she's on here or not tonight yet, and I'm sure she will be at some point. But she's so redneck. I look at other people like, what did she just say? I can't follow. I don't know what she said.
Don't
She
insult
might have said,
Laura L. Lyons Black.
She may have been asking for me to buy a boat. I don't know.
So pick on your mama.
Don't pick on Laura.
Pick on mama.
Hey, you guys don't have it. You've talked to her a couple times, man. She'll slip into so hillbilly. So hillbilly.
So it's funny.
So
I've been hanging out with you for a long time. I don't recognize the accent. I don't really. I hear it sometimes, but I really don't hear an accent when you talk. But maybe I have an accent.
You try to get me. My wife loves to make me say the word color.
Color?
Color.
What do you say?
And say color.
Collar? Color?
Collar. Anyway, or seal.
Collar. Yeah, I'm with you.
Or seal. It's still a problem.
Steel?
And she gets a giggling fit out of it. It's just.
Do you say you're gonna
So,
wash
yeah.
your clothes, or do you wash them?
I wash my clothes.
You don't
I
wash
wash my clothes, and I make fun of her because she drinks that there pop.
that there. Pop.
I'll have a glass of soda water.
Soda, and she
Soda.
drinks the pop.
She says pop. All of them say pop.
But it's not pop at home. Yeah.
I have no idea where I picked up soda from, but I'm the oddball in the group.
You're not.
It's soda too. Where are you from, Wes?
I'm from Columbus, Ohio, so
Uh,
I have a bit of a Columbus accent, but that's not much to speak of.
City folk.
Yeah, I'm big city guy. I'm a big city boy. Well,
Where
David's a
city
New Yorker
folk?
now. Those big city New Yorkers.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Yeah. All right.
So Jenny,
So-
your bus. Let's get back to the bus. So
That's how we do it.
yeah, we go on tangents.
We have a core subject. We go on this tangent, that tangent, this tangent, that tangent, and we
I
go
love
back.
your tangents, though. They keep us entertained.
Well,
Yeah.
that's why we're so entertaining, because we have so many tangents.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the bus.
I got to interrupt you.
No, go.
You really need to join us one night when we're actually sitting at the bar and doing that. Because literally, I've said it many times. We started this podcast because we closed down restaurants with frosty cold snacks, and this is what we did. So come with us one night. You and Jacob, and I'm sure we'll at some point we'll be around. At some point we'll all be around together, and be around, and you'll find out exactly why we decided. You know what? Let's just do this, because our conversations are just so. It's going to sound crazy because we're so abstract about it.
That's gonna
But
sound
are
crazy.
so one track. We are abstract about a one track item. Everything we can do, but we boil back to how it impacts business, or how we would use that in business. It's the darndest thing.
Well, Jenny, you ought to see the drunk napkin drawings of business plans that he draws out. He decides at 2 a.m. after probably 2.5 gallons of beer to draw out a roadmap of a business plan or some strategy, And we both look at it the next day, and we're thinking, what is this? What on earth happened to
Every
this napkin?
single one of them makes sense to me.
Why did we think the pleasure bus is a good idea?
Pleasure bus.
Okay, the pleasure bus. I can go back in the Chronicles, and I'm using Chronicles because there's another term that would not play well here.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I don't either.
Once we close down, we'll stay on here for a couple moments afterwards, and I'll let you know.
Okay.
But and I'm laughing just. I'm literally laughing just thinking about it. But we go back in history, and I said leisure bus. Is it a leisure bus?
And
Because I
you're-
watch a lot of British stuff, and they
And I
don't
think you're
say
spelled
leisure,
correct.
they
They
say
do pleasure
leisure.
bus.
And you, Miss Jenny Callsen, are the one that said it's a pleasure bus. And all bets were off after that. It was I seen that come across the comments, and I said, "We're gonna have fun with this one.
And
We're gonna have
that's when
fun
we
with the
fell down
pleasure
the
bus.
rabbit hole.
We're gonna have fun on the pleasure bus."
Yeah.
So yes, so bad.
Oh boy.
All right. So Wes, you were saying next step on the pleasure. I'm sorry, for leisure bus.
There
Yeah.
you go.
There you go.
I don't remember at all where I was going with that. now
Next
that
steps,
you ask me
next
now.
steps are, you
Hey,
know,
here's this long elaborate rant, and then what were you talking about? Like a couple of cats in a room full of cat things is what we are.
Okay, so on that note, the wife, I was yesterday maybe we were sitting over there where the living room area is, and I'm like we're like a couple of cats in a room full of cat things. Now she knows it came from you, but she didn't watch to see it, and I was trying to explain to her the conversation of how you came to be talking about a cat in a room full of cat. Sometimes we're really good at thinking on our feet.
Sometimes we're not.
Our ad-libbing and our interaction is just fluid. Sometimes we're a cat in a room full of cat things.
Is that the same thing like squirrel? You know, when
That's exactly what that is.
yeah,
That's
okay.
exactly what that is.
Okay.
Cat take on it. I got it.
Right.
Yes.
Well, so I'm trying to sound professional. We have a guest on who runs a business. I'm trying to sound semi-professional. We keep going off on these rants. We keep forgetting what we're talking about. And I tried to have some analogy with where our minds were going, and it was all downhill from there.
And it was a cat in a room full of cat things. Wait, your New York dialect is throwing me off. Matt Hamlin says.
Well,
My New York dialect. I don't even know what a New York dialect is, actually. I don't know how to speak like a New Yorker.
well, Matt Hamlin needs to get it straight. You don't live in the Big Apple. You live in the Big Snowball.
I live in the 5th snowiest city in the world.
Yeah, your family's gonna love that come wintertime.
Yeah. So, where we were originally looking in New York and where we ended up in New York are two different places. And my wife checked out the weatherchannel.coms after we put the offer in the house and we got accepted and we were moving here. And she's like, I feel like I've been bait and switched.
Are you guys there long term? Is this you're there to stay? That's what's happening.
I think she moved there.
See? He says he moved there. I give him 6 months. He'll be back in Columbus.
No, it won't be 6 months. It all depends. I plan on doing such a great job at my job that they offer me the next job up. If that's the case, then I'll probably be back in Central Ohio. Or, although that would open up Florida as well. So I don't know if my wife will let me move anywhere except Florida.
Yeah. She's a
Right.
Disney fan.
She's a Disney fan.
Yes.
Oh, and by
Yeah.
the way,
She's like a Disney fan in a room full of Disney fan things.
that's true.
Mouse ears.
And Jenny,
Yeah.
she could give you some pointers on Instagram. She has a pretty good Instagram following.
Yeah, she does really good there.
She kind of rocks
Yeah.
it. By the way, Shannon Black says we need to stock David's new cement pond with fish.
Not putting fish in my pool.
Can you imagine waking up one day and your pool's full of catfish? Shannon, you and I need to make this happen. That'd be hilarious.
Well, it's all right. If Wes is out there fishing for those catfish, I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Well, no, then you do have to worry about it because the fish are staying in there longer.
Bird.
Ouch. Ooh.
Wait, I don't know if I can share my video or my screen or not, but I've got some videos here of you fishing.
Hey.
They were that was a great time. And Jenny, it's something that you could do as well. It doesn't seem sometimes like you wouldn't think a business podcast and a outdoors, like primarily fishing and a little bit of hunting podcast would work well together. But the collaboration that happened and what we were able to do for the Easter Stills was just phenomenal.
That was great.
Absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
And we've already been invited to do it again next year. Easter Stills is in. The lake is in. We've got a couple other sponsors that are lined up that want to be part of it as well. So next, we've got people that have actually talked about doing live music there as well as a part of a concert, maybe later in the day after the actual fishing tournament. So it's already growing from what we started, and it blew us away. Just blew us away how fast this grew. So even something as simple as let's say naming your bus. Now, I'm not saying you have to do this. Because Wes will tell you, I'm an idea guy. If you don't like one of my ideas, that's okay. I've got another one coming.
Mm-hmm.
That is true.
I've actually heard you say that.
Always.
Yeah.
Always ready to go. That brain is always doing its thing. Very, very creative, and will, just it'll take you down rabbit holes sometimes, but it occasionally drops a great gem.
Oh, I've shot down a few of your ideas.
Absolutely, and that's what works well. Do you see us doing this in a lion cage? No. Shot that idea down.
We need to do a live show from Jenny's Pleasure Bus.
That would be cool. I would totally be down for it.
See?
You have to power tool and help out, though. That would be the thing.
Well, you haven't seen me with it. David's laughing. You know what? David, this is a family show. Get your mind out of the gutter.
Okay.
All right. Is your husband, if your husband's not in the area and doubled over laughing right now, I continue on, Wes.
I'm not following that. I'm not following that. This is a family show, David. I'm not sure we should grab a power tool on Jenny's Pleasure Bus.
Podcast from Jenny's Pleasure Bus featuring power tools.
Oh, God, I just now picked it up.
Oh, there you go. Welcome to the Thunderdome, ladies and gentlemen.
No!
Oh, my Lord. I was about to lose
No!
you.
Oh, boy.
Wes is still over there going, I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, shucks.
Well, Kevin Klaus asked, how are things on the Pleasure Bus? Well, Kevin, things are coming along pretty well.
They're very hard. It's very hard, Klaus.
I should mute David's mic.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's what you need.
I have very little beer left in my growler.
Still got some more to
But
go.
we're gonna drink. I got a whole other growler to go though.
But Jenny, I'm telling you, if you took full advantage of this niche and actually built out a social following, it would take some time, but I'll bet within a year's time, you could have a really healthy, good following that you could monetize, that you could put ads on your stuff.
That's what I was wondering. How to monetize that? Is that something that then they approach you? That
Well,
how does that happen? How does that?
It's funny. There's a number of different ways you can do it, right? So if you had a YouTube channel, the main thing is you need 1,000 subscribers and you need a certain amount of watch time. I forget what it is off the top of my head, but you could get that within a year's time, easy in a healthy niche if you took full advantage of it. At that time,
Yeah, her niche, it definitely.
In
1,000 subscribers and the watch hours.
In that time,
Cake.
you could have within that time, once you get the ability to monetize, is it 4,000 hours, Shannon? Shannon says 4,000 hours. I thought it was 1,000.
Yep.
So 4,000 hours of watch time
4K.
and 1,000 subscribers. But you could make that easy within a year's time if you took full advantage of your niche. Now that would give you the ability to put ads, Google ads on your videos. But
Right.
there are other things that you could do. So a big one for you, I would guess, would probably be sponsorships. So I would say after the first maybe, if you really hit it hard, I'd say maybe around number 40 to 50 at the very outside. You could get good sponsorships where you go to a company who does things that you're interested in, bus products, renovation products. I would say even certain types of clothing lines, and say, look, we will post on Instagram if you give us X, Y, and Z, or we'll, feature your product on one of our videos, or we'll have a blog post about it on the website, things like that. And you'd actually approach them at first. And things like that can be really lucrative.
I actually, when you say that, it brings to memory a specific, in the community, they're called schoolies. So in the schoolie community, there are people that will say, oh, something about this composting toilet or the shower head or whatever it is, and kind of share the link and that they went in on a partnership, or not partnership, but what was the word you said?
Sponsorship.
Yeah, sponsorship type thing.
So, all of that kind of stuff, even different tool lines, things like that, hardware stores in your area could sponsor you. I would even, I would even look for sponsors outside of the norm, like talk to Yeti, Yeti does all kinds of outdoorsy things, and they'd probably love to give you a t-shirt or some coolers or some mugs to drink out of.
Who was that store that you and I went to? Now, they don't sell fishing gears.
Yeah.
They don't sell fishing gears stuff. Because I don't know what they're an outdoor store. Is it REI?
REI.
REI. Yeah. Now, Miss Jenny, making fun of me, fishing store. Do you say math or maths?
She's not British. She only knows one math. If you're British, you know multiple maths.
If you're doing mathematics, it ends with an S. So you got to say maths. So anyway, brought to you in part by Arby's. Arby's, we have the meats on Jenny's Pleasure Bus.
Ooh, no. You're not going there.
You don't think those ads running together?
Nope.
Yeah. So Kevin Klaus says, what exactly is Jenny's Pleasure Bus?
Kevin, what happens on the bus stays on the bus.
Klaus, it's a misspeak when she was talking about a few weeks ago when we had Jennifer Smith on from Middle Sister Boutique, that she was a bus converter as well. And we had asked about whether she was a business bus or a leisure, not starting with a P, leisure bus. And she replied, and I'm guessing autocorrect got the better of it and posted pleasure bus.
Or the two of wine.
Or 2 glasses or 2 bottles of wine. But anyway, she put down pleasure bus, and you know me, I'm a dog with a bone. I'm not letting it go.
I'm not even going to follow that up with a Jenny's Pleasure Bus reference. He just made it too easy there, David.
Why? Because I said something about a bone?
Okay. So anyway.
So I get to do this. I can watch their reactions. And it's great. I'm absolutely loving it.
But no, so Jenny, I was actually looking at your Instagram again, and you know what I started thinking is, once you actually built a following, right? Once you have like a blog with how-tos and videos talking about why you're doing what you're doing, how you're doing it, and once you get sponsorships, a really interesting next step that I think could be really lucrative is bus flipping. Actually having a service where you not only teach people how to renovate their bus, have people pay you to renovate their bus.
I would love to do that, and that is, not going to lie, it has been a little slow turning wheel.
See?
It's picking up speed, but I figured, you know what, I need to get one done first.
Yeah, I'm
and
not
then
even schooling. I
from
thought
there,
it's so easy,
yeah.
such an easy idea.
yeah. Design and that kind of thing is my passion. So, number one, being able to build out and design and repurpose, that kind of thing, it just goes right along with it. So it is in my mind, but this one here, it's the prototype.
Yeah.
Maybe. We'll see.
And that makes sense. And,
Yeah.
and you know, part of that. So one of the reasons we're called the Underdog Journey is because we want to talk to people who are just starting on the journey to building something bigger. Somebody who's starting out small and they're going to come out on top, right? And I really feel like this is such a healthy niche. It's almost too easy if you did it right. If you just dedicated the time to it and kept consistently at it. And honestly, if you went in and you were consistently posting, and you posted on all the social stuff, videos, images, and you responded to all your comments, at the same time, you went in and you did collaborations with other people who are doing the same thing. You know, I know the small house thing is really huge right now. Talk to those people, collaborate with those people.
Huge.
You know, actually
Yeah.
go in and interview them, let them interview you, and all of that stuff. All of those interviews that even people do with you can put all that on your website and link to from your area, so you can grow from their audience as well.
Right.
I feel within a year's time, if you set an actual schedule for yourself to post this content and actually do the work, within a year's time, you could very easily be monetized and doing pretty well.
I like that. Doing what I love.
And that's it.
You can't beat that. Yeah.
So I have found a new website for you because again, we talk about it all the time.
Website number 4. Hit us with it. Yeah.
Flipthatbus.com.
Well, I like it.
I don't know that one. Is that you just bought the URL, or is that an actual website?
Just bought the URL.
Flipthatbus.com. Oh, Jenny, you have 3 URLs right now. You started out with no website, now you got 3.
Flipthatbus.com.
Yeah.
And it is completed. Yep.
Wow. That was fast.
That's how easy it is.
So-
GoDaddy.com. We have the meats.
So, Jenny, what you want to do
That's
immediately
not how
after
that
this?
goes.
What you want to do immediately after this is get the Instagram and get the Facebook page name for that, username, page name,
Okay.
and save that for Flip That Bus, because that could actually be a revenue stream once you gain that following.
There are people who make a pretty good living doing that.
Yeah, Shannon Black actually came in with a comment here saying there's a huge following in the outdoor world for building leisure buses. I think he meant pleasure buses, but
You're right.
I don't want to think about a
You're
bunch
right,
of Shannon
Pleasure
Blacks out in the
buses,
wood.
Pleasure
Pleasure
buses Emporium. Wavy inflatable arm guy.
What happens on the bus.com?
Man alive.
It's really interesting. There is a huge community. You wouldn't think so, but there really is. The tiny homes and the home on wheels kind of goes right along with that. People are turning to that. I think a lot more in the last year and a half or so. Can you hear that?
Cicadas.
You're right. Exactly. Realize you didn't close down the workshop, anything.
No, I like the background. That's a cool background to have when
The
you're.
background. Yeah.
So
Workshop, swing set.
no,
Sorry.
that's a cool background. So the DIY sort of thing, I think, works for you.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. As she was going through that, I was sitting here thinking, there are multiple levels to this because the collaboration possibilities are astronomical. Okay, so you get the obvious is the tiny homes, the other bus conversions, but now you can also work with electricians,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
plumbers, mechanics,
Mm-hmm.
sheet metal and tin workers, carpentry, framers. I mean, the amount of interaction you can have, and each one of them, you could have something in and do a whole episode or 3. Right here, Matthew Hamlin comes in. I wrap buses and cars all day. So I've seen it, and he's actually won competitions on the like the vinyl wraps for cars, which I've actually thought about doing to my pleasure car.
You're right. Yeah.
Nope.
It's smaller though, right?
Nope. I got no comment.
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
I have a lot of comments that I'm not going to say.
I had to.
Yeah,
Talk.
When compared to a bus, the Corvette is smaller.
Yeah. And faster. But we're talking.
Ouch. Oh.
We are talking.
Shannon says, got him. Ouch.
Oh my God. Oh.
That's why David has so many power tools.
Jacob, get your woman under control.
Yeah. He gave up a long time ago. Yeah.
That was a good one.
Sorry, guys. Sorry, David.
Hilarious. Oh my.
All the times we've made jokes about Denny's pleasure bus, she has got us back for all of them. Well, she got me back. You're up next one.
Yeah. You're an investigator here. So.
Yeah, David.
Yeah.
I end up being that role. I'm good in that role, though. Oh. All right.
Okay, so
And buses.
back to the buses.
Yeah, I like all of these ideas. I really, really do. These are actually things that I tell you guys. I pick something up every single week that I watch you guys. There's always that little bit of something that I pick up and carry with me. I like it.
Well, I'm going to email you. I'm going to email you a link to our digital marketing toolkit that has a lot of this stuff kind of outlined already. For everybody listening, I got to plug this, obviously, because I'm talking about it now. If you go to our Facebook page and go to the URL that we have posted, underdogplus.com/journey, will link you to where you can download our digital marketing toolkit, and that will give you all of the ideas and how-tos of actually build a social media following, how to do certain things on the different social platforms. And Jenny, honestly, I really feel like if you used our social media calendar, at least just to plan all your stuff out, and then use Facebook Business Manager to schedule it, you could do this in half an hour a day. And between that and actually creating the content, you can really get a good following. This is a very healthy niche. I'm kind of jealous.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I think it's a great thing. And we talk all the time. We've talked many times about niching down. And, we talk about even the ant farms and the terrariums to which you have back there with your non-demon spiders in it.
There are no demon spiders back here.
Is that what that is there?
No, I have, so right now it's mainly isopods, so roly-polies or potato bugs. But I got them from a previous guest that we had. He actually sent me some. And these are the horniest bugs I've ever seen in my life. These guys are just, my kids keep asking me, are they...
me.
They're on a pleasure bus. That's what's happening behind me right now. My kids keep asking me if they're hurting each other. And I'm like, no, they're not in pain. But like,
roly-polies?
For days at a time, literal days at a time, these things are just, I won't go on from there. It's just what they do.
It's West's Basement Hedonism 2021.
.com. West's basementhedonism.com is what it is. It's not as good as Jenny's pleasure bus, but I worked with what I got.
I'm not buying that one on GoDaddy. I don't think there's a lot of value in West Hedonism Basement Hedonism.
Oh no.
Oh. We went so far, friend. So real life outdoor sounds good right now. Yes. Yes, the real life outdoor. You know what? I haven't even checked that.
So
Let's take a look, see.
so I'll bet Shannon Black, I'll bet he would love a good converted bus to go out when he's traveling to his different locations to hunt or fish. A place where he can just, take off his muddy boots that he's been sharing with Tony Robbins and have a cool place to lounge.
That's actually a big thing too.
See?
Hunting.
Like a
People
mobile
who-
hunting lodge.
Mobile hunting, yeah, the hunting cabin. People travel states away
Right?
just for reason to hunt and have to find a place to rent or find a place to hang out for the season. So a lot of people are doing it.
Now,
There's a huge community.
think if you did that, like internally, it looked like an old school hunting lodge. Like there's a boar's head up on the wall and the crossed old school rifles, like a bearskin rug on the floor or something. You could make it look really cool. There's endless possibilities. Shannon, don't make fun of me. I don't go hunting very often. I don't know what you guys do.
He's got a thing, right? Hunting, and is it fishing and hunting? Is that what?
So Shannon Black is the host of Real Life Outdoors, Shannon Black on YouTube. And you should check out the channel. It's actually really good. He was the one who did most of the work for the fishing competition. And it was a really good turnout. So Shannon put a lot of work into that.
Very cool.
Yeah, it was, definitely touch base with Shannon. I would recommend it because he's already been through the process and he's already monetized his channel. So he's actually, YouTube actually sends him money now. Not South Park theoretical dollars, but actual money.
Real money?
Real money for the real life outdoors. And I enjoy his channel. I watch the videos because they're entertaining. I mean, they're not as entertaining as us, of course. Man, how could you be? But, they are good quality. It's a good quality product. His is a little different. We're a live interaction feed, so there's we slip a tongue, we say something like, it's not as big as yours is not as big, we just have to keep right on trucking. But, so, yes, so occasionally I'm at a loss for words, and, congratulations to that. But Shannon, it's a trade-off. It's definitely a trade-off, and I will tell you, I think we actually have it easier because we do everything live, as opposed to trying to edit and put together a full format video for something. I think he actually takes the hard pass on it.
But, and I would recommend this to you, Jenny, do a combination of the two. So one thing, especially with DIY type channels, one thing the viewers really love is that real life interaction. And the guest that we had on a few weeks ago who deals with the bugs and stuff, he actually posts maybe 2 or 3 times a week a pre-recorded video. And then what he'll also do is once every 2 weeks or so he'll have a live Q&A where he'll actually be doing stuff and he'll be working and doing this and that and actually talking about what he's doing to fill the time. And then when he gets a good question, he'll do Q&A. So he'll spend an hour just talking to the camera, and when a good question comes in, he'll answer. If no questions come in, he's still doing his thing and talking about what he's doing. And what that does is it really solidifies your base, and it makes people feel more connected with you. And the great thing about that is the more connected they feel with you, the more loyal they'll be, the more likely they'll be to watch more videos in the future, to get that longer view time,
80-20.
to buy whatever products you're pushing. And that's just it. David mentioned the 80-20 rule, which is 80% of your business is coming from 20% of your audience, which is 100% true.
Yep. And
I think you guys, I don't know if you, I had a small stint in a franchising kind of situation, and a lot of the things that you guys are talking about we went through that in our training. It's the same kind of thing that, you're going to have your repeat is going to be from that small, but it's super loyal and they're never going to go away, and it builds from there. So that's where most of your product, or excuse me, most of your business is going to be from. So,
Yeah.
And that is, it may seem strange, but it is absolutely definitely true.
yeah.
It's across the board.
Mm-hmm.
It's the raving fans, and we talked about this last week, and we put up on the screen the URL to the book, Raving Fans, because you're trying to create raving fans, not just customers. A raving fan is your 20%. 20% equals 80% of your revenue. So we talk about, if you were trying to build an avatar, and we could go really in the weeds with things sometimes, but when you're trying to build an avatar, who you're trying to market to, your key thing, that's who you're selling to. And you're always going to have that person, that friend, that loved one, family member, somebody who knows something about business, to go back to it and say, if you do this, you can pick up this over here. I'm like, I get that, but my return on investment is in my 20%.
Yeah.
That's who I want. That's my box. Once I have the 20% at 100%, then I will look elsewhere. That's when I will go elsewhere, because now to get 1% more over here, that means I've got to put enough money into it on the investment end of it to bring somebody that's on an outlier, that's on 25%, from 21 to 25%, into my 20%. That takes a lot. Now I can start looking at things and going, all right, it's worth spending some dollars out here.
Yeah.
But that 20%, that's where your money is. And for you being niche down, and again, we know you're not starting a business per se on this, but you being niche down, your 20% are the people who are doing almost identical to similar items to you, or the oh dear, I don't have a beer here to drink after I say this. The vertical adjacent, adjacent markets. Oh, dude, that's like 4 drinks.
Vertical adjacent. We're getting technical.
The vertical markets that you can get into, but this is adjacent. So the vertical markets are in here, but it's just adjacent to what you're primarily doing. So it's right there next to it, and you can bring those in with very little. And you're not trying to bring them into the 20. You're trying to create a market for your 21 to 28%.
Right.
And after that, people at 30%, I'm out. After 30%, I'm done.
So better.
No, you're great. Your lighting is perfect. So
I felt a little like, where were you on? Feeling a little. Go ahead.
So basically, what I'm saying is, you put your marketing dollars in your case, and this is one of those little business drops that we love to put out there for people. Your 80% of your revenues come from 20% of your people. Don't spend the money to try to drag the peripherals into it. Attack the adjacent verticals and bring those onto it. So you're not dumping a ton of revenue out there for it, and your return on investment stays, and your cost of goods sold stay in line with what you should be. You're not having some huge spike on it.
Right. And what really builds that 20% against the remaining 80% is actually engaging with them. So, when you go out there on a regular basis and you comment on their comments and you like their comments and you do things like a live Q&A every once in a while, that's what really solidifies that 20% and makes them that much more likely to be that much more engaged with your brand. So, David mentioned a book called Raving Fans, and that's great. And there's another very similar philosophy by a guy named Kevin Kelly called 1,000 True Fans. And what that idea is no matter how big you get, you could have 1 million followers on YouTube or Instagram or whatever. But all that really matters is that 1,000 true fans that are willing to engage, and you can monetize even to a tiny degree. So look, let's say you have 5 million people, but you only have 1,000 people watching and that really love you. They don't just like you; they love you. 1,000 out of 5 million, that's a tiny, tiny fraction. But that 1,000 people, if you can get them to buy a single product a year, right? So 1,000 people times 100, right? You're looking at what, $102,000, something like that. I'm terrible at math in my head. You're looking over $100,000.
We'll go
Russ
with
is very creative.
No, look, no, 1,000 people times 1,000.
I'm a salesman. We just ballpark.
Yeah, 1,000 times 100. You're looking at $100,000.
Did you just calculate that?
Yes, I did. But no, so it sounds
Man, people are gonna have a hard time trusting us from here forward.
It sound. Look, I look and I sound stupid. I'm used to it. It's fine. But no, you break that $100 down into if they buy a T-shirt, or if they buy something small, or they buy something from somebody who's a sponsor of yours, and that sponsor pays you money. You just need 1,000 people out of however many millions you can get. That those 1,000 true fans are going to be how you can make a real living out of a nice, healthy niche. So don't trust my math. Trust my words.
Read my lips.
Not my calculator.
He input, but he did not equal.
I thought you said 1,002 or 102 or something like that. You threw a 2 in there the first time.
No, because
You did. Right?
Well, I did it. I did it first because I was doing some weird rounding at first, and I was like, no, if you did, 8.5. If you did $8.5 a month, if you're trying to sell like an e-learning product or something, you can do it for like $8.50 a month, and then $8.50 a month times those 1,000 people, you're looking at $102,000. So my math was weird because I was thinking of 3 different things at the same time. I'm not as shifty as David when it comes to the numbers, but I can tell you about the strategy.
David's number guy. Yeah.
If you can't dazzle them with brilliance, baffle them with bullshit. The salesman's code.
There you go.
Sometimes they have the same effect, right?
We don't. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, often they have the same. We don't. We don't try to mass ass down to the penny. There's like 100K. Looks like we're getting a kid in.
My son's want to say goodnight.
How professional we are. That's the lock right there.
Good night, buddy. Can you say hi to David and Jenny?
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
How old are you?
6.
6? You're tall for 6.
Can
You get a job.
You know what David's favorite bug is? A vinegaroon.
Nope. Demon spiders.
Can you tell
Demon
what a
spiders.
vinegaroon is?
A vinegaroon, I forgot.
He's shy. He's camera shy.
I forgot.
Is it
It's okay, buddy.
That's all right.
All right. Are you going to bed?
a venom?
Okay.
Good night.
Okay,
Good night, Rock. Oh.
Another cool, is that his name? What's his name?
Lachlan. We call him Locke. His middle name is
Lachlan.
West. So there's an interesting story about West. It's a great name. It's my middle name.
LW. I
Your
like it.
your son's middle name is West. I hear also.
It's a Lennon West.
Lennon West. That's a great name.
West, yeah. I thought so.
Yeah.
9 years ago he did, so.
Now, was his first name?
Teammate.
His first name, was he named after John Lennon? I gotta ask. Nice.
I'm a little bit of a Beatle freak.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
So okay. Older Beatles stuff or some of their later works?
All of Beatles stuff.
All of them. You like the whole album. You like the whole thing. So.
Well, they did their own little thing there for a while. John kind of went rogue for a minute.
You could be
Why?
She was that Bare Naked Ladies did the "You Could Be My Yoko Ono" song, and that's actually probably one of my favorite things that references the Beatles. But I like a lot of the Beatles stuff that's older.
Me too. Yeah. It's still good.
Can you say goodnight?
Well, who do we have here?
This is my daughter Catherine. She wanted to say goodnight also.
9,
How old are you?
4.
She's 4.
4.
Oh,
Big kid.
all four.
And she's shy.
Bye.
Co-host.
Nope. Yeah, exactly. I'll do a whole show sometime with them.
Good night.
Yeah.
Good night, buddy.
Aw.
Now this is what this started. All right.
And
Good night,
we're
guys.
off. Well, it's 8:40 p.m. We've been going for a minute or two here.
Yeah.
That's what we
Mine
do.
are totally taking advantage of Mama not being anywhere around. It's hard to tell what I'll go back to.
So you're going to walk into a nightmare.
But,
All right, you need to finish a couple more glasses of that wine.
yeah. And on that note, then,
Yeah, finish off the bottle. You said you would. So that's your challenge for the evening.
Jenny, we're gonna keep touching base with you. I love the fact that you watch it or watch us. We're gonna keep touching base with you and moving on. I do appreciate you spending time with us. To me, when I seen the possibility of having you on, I really wanted to jump on it, especially because this is our 1 year,
Mm-hmm.
and
that's
it doesn't necessarily seem like we're helping a business here, but we are going to help you with the launch of your website, with the launch of which you've already got, your Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to port some of that stuff over. Wes is a bit of a guru with that, and we're going to get it going to where you have a following just for the bus itself, and it will develop into whatever you want and whatever you don't want. Because we have said many times, if it's a hobby, it will cost you like a hobby. Right behind me, you can't see it because I'm fattening in the way, but I've got a lot of guitars back here.
Mm-hmm.
Get a few.
Well, guess what? Those things cost me like a hobby because they are a hobby.
Yeah.
I play a buttload of Metallica. You get me outside of that, not the best of guitarists, but there it is. I have them.
So you have fun with it.
I have a blast at it, and that's my hobby. And then I have other things that are my business, and they do very, very, very well on the business end of it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not that one is better than the other, because guess what? I also have the Facebook group called Everybody Needs a Hobby, because I think everybody needs a hobby. And those things need to cost you like a hobby. And it's not necessarily a bad thing to take something that cost you or you use as a hobby and transfer it into the future into something that pays you like a business.
Right.
And you get to be the one that decides that. Not me, not West, not anybody else except possibly Jacob in the world of how this plays out. So I think for a 1 year of the Underdog Journey, I think it's a great thing to see something start from inception and to be able to build on either side of that aisle.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I appreciate it. I'm going to keep in touch with you guys. I'm probably going to pick your brain a lot. That would be awesome if you guys are on board for that.
We
Yeah,
tell
totally.
people that all the time.
So how
Tell
about
people
this?
all
How
the
about
time.
in
We've got a young lady who is wanting to go back to get her master's in art therapy, and we talked to her last Wednesday.
Yes.
I don't remember what it was. It was last Wednesday. Last Wednesday about the steps and said, "Hey, this is what you can do. This is what you do. This is," and then when you get to this point, this is what I can do for you. And we change off because Wes does one side of the funnel, I do the other side of the funnel, and we're like, hey, if you ever get to this point, don't hesitate. Reach out. We're there for you. Same thing for you.
I appreciate it. I love it. Thank you so much. Because you need both. You're a marketing side, right, Wes? And you're the numbers guy, apparently. You're not.
I'm the
Yeah,
business management and sales guy.
Okay. Yeah. But you need both. I mean, both are equally important when you're building. So
Yeah. So
Yeah.
like David said, if you treat your business like a business, it'll pay you like a business. You treat it like a hobby, it's going to cost like a hobby, and that's true. So I think everybody out there watching, what you want to do is you want to go to Instagram or Facebook and look for Just Bussin' Around. And the content on there is great so far. I really think it's awesome. I'm telling you,
Coming soon, justbussinaround.com.
Yeah, very soon. So what we'll do is we will actually create a landing page for you. It'll be pretty rudimentary at first, but we'll put some blog functionality in there for you if you decide that you want to go that way. But if you want to build this into a business, this is a healthy niche, and I really feel like if you devoted the time, this could be a big moneymaker. Oh, he's pointing at the logo on his shirt. A guy named Cletus McFarland, who is a car guy.
Is a car guy, but if you're talking about trying to build something in the Facebook, YouTube genre, he's got it down.
Yeah.
His business moves have been phenomenal. So
yeah,
definitely, even if you're not a car guy, I definitely recommend to look at his channels and kind of see what he has done, because he's top notch. And so who do we got? We have okay. Do we have your husband or do we have one of your kids?
There was we have an owl that hangs out in our backyard, and she just said hello, and so and there she goes. There goes my dog.
The dog chases the owl.
Okay, what kind of dog?
A Labrador Retriever.
Oh, labs are great. Labs are the best dogs.
I'll never own anything. Well, I can't say never, but she has spoiled me to labs. I'm a lab girl. Yeah. Sorry. We're live here, folks.
West, Rio, who is, in case you guys don't know, Rio is actually the model for the Underdog Journey logo. And if I'm not mistaken, she's a Labrador.
Rio is half lab, half Great Dane. So people can see a picture over here. Rio is a rescue dog, half lab, half Great Dane. And yep, labs are the best dogs in the world. So anybody who has anything else, I apologize. You should get a lab.
There's Rio.
There she is.
She's popped up on my screen here. Now, they're the best dogs in the world until you get to my dog. Because everybody's dog has to be the best dog. I gotta stand up in defense of my dog.
There you go.
I have an Australian cattle dog. They are the second most intelligent, which I would argue is probably the first most intelligent dog on the face of the planet. I literally just talk in casual conversation with a dog, and she just does what I say. Absolutely love it. Highly trainable, high activity. Even for a fat guy like me, I'm able to handle it. And just top over. So, I mean, if anybody's wondering, like, why are you guys talking about dogs all of a sudden? We're literally called the Underdog Journey. Underdog Plus is based off of dog treats. Come on.
It's true. It's true.
I heard you say that last week. Dog treats. Was that a thing? And then
It's a thing.
It is a thing. So,
you have.
I am actually still in the process of building a dog treat business made from spent brewer's grains. So if anybody's interested, and I totally recommend you do this.
So we've got to get a box of them down to Jenny.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because your dog will go nuts for them. Now, I open up $12 package, 5 treats for my dog, and she's like, "Oh, okay, I want a treat." I mean, who doesn't want a treat? I want a treat right now. It's not a dog treat, but there's pizza there waiting for me. I'd be happy. But if I walk in and she smells the Underdog Plus dog treat, through the moon.
Really?
Through the moon. Oh, she knows what's coming. And I think either Penelope, my daughter, or Noah, my son, one of the two took a bite. I think it was Penny. Actually took a bite of them. And basically they're like, it's a cookie with no sugar.
It basically is. It smells like a cookie, but it's all organic. It's made from spent brewer's grains, so we get to spend a lot of time at breweries, which is fun.
Very cool.
As you can tell, we may enjoy that part a lot. But yeah, I'll send you some, and I'm still working out the nuts and the bolts of getting that company going. But that's part of what this is all about: is getting those dog treats going. 10% of all sales are going to go to local dog rescues.
I get.
So, we're running out of time here, but Jenny, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you a link to our digital marketing toolkit that you should look through.
Yeah.
You should totally look at the social media calendar is what I'd recommend first. You want that. And you, David, and I will be talking a lot about how any questions you might have, some things you might want to do moving forward. I would highly recommend you start making as much content as possible, especially if you're not feeling that you're ready, because that's the best time to make content, is before you think you're ready.
Wait. When was the best time to plant a tree?
30 years ago. The second best time is right now. And
All right, there you go.
See, he didn't finish the thing, so I had to finish for him.
I figured you'd ask me.
Oh, yeah. So basically what that means is make content before you're ready, because by the time you are ready, it'll be too late. So start making as much as you can right now, and by the time anybody views your content at all, it'll be great, because at first nobody will, and that's the hard part, is getting over that.
And remember, episode 1 always sucks.
Yeah, go back and look at our first video. It's terrible.
We're almost as bad as Joe Rogan.
So, go back and look at Joe Rogan's first. Yeah, David mentioned this time. Go back and look at Joe Rogan's first podcast.
I just wanted to see how it happened if I mentioned it first before you did.
My mind almost exploded. I loved it. So, go back and look at his first podcast and look at him now. He just signed a $100 million deal with Spotify about a year ago.
He's doing okay.
He's doing okay. He's not quite to our level.
He's almost he's almost up there with us.
But you look at him
for pointers.
You look at him 1 year in, and we're way ahead of where he was. I'm just saying. That's all I gotta say. Spotify. Okay. So,
Jenny, all kinds of buttons on the thing.
We should get you scheduled for. We should get you on a quarterly schedule on here. So once a quarter, you come on here. You talk about the progress you made. I'm just saying we should add
Jenny to our weekly podcast.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm ready. Clearly, I'm not.
Yep. We'll talk about it. We'll get in contact. We'll see whether we're going to do it quarterly. But we will be highlighting some of your material either from your Facebook, your Instagram, or your website that we're setting up for you. We will be putting some of that on here so that not just us, but so all of the viewers can see your path and your journey through.
That's
an honorary underdog.
There you go.
Bye.
Sounds to me like we need a T-shirt made, West.
Jenny'sPleasureBus.com.
No,
we're done with that.
Honorary underdog. What are you doing with me here? What are you doing? So, I'm sorry. My light was actually set up for earlier when it was ridiculously bright over there. So now I'm just completely overwhelmed on this side. So by next week, I will have curtains in here.
David, we're going to get you set up with a real studio, whether you like it or not. It's going to happen.
Well, it's curtain. I mean, literally, I had to see curtain because it was so bright over there. I had to crank this up to balance. But I'll have both lights on and curtains over there, so we'll be in a good spot next week. So until then, you do your thing. You always say, "I've been West. This has been Dave," but no. This time you're all like,
I had no idea where you're going. Look, you've been all over the place. We've all been all over the place tonight. I have no idea where you're going with that. Until then, I've been West. This guy's been David. She's been Jenny. Jenny from the bus.com and/or / just bussing around. Check it on Instagram and Facebook. She'll post a lot more content, and if she doesn't, she'll be hearing from us. So we'll talk to you soon.
Until then, ta-da.
night.